Hey guys, Brendan Bradford here from Sporting News. We are recapping an exhilarating, sensational Bledisloe Cup match. Number one, 16-all draw between the All Blacks and the Wallabies in Wellington. I'm joined by Nathan Williamson of Sporting News. Mate, what did you like from this game, first of all, from the Wallabies? Almost caused a massive upset. What did you like?
That was an incredible performance going around. They looked a completely different side with Dave Rennie at the helm. I thought that their skills, something that's been missing, something so simple out of the Wallabies, been missing. That handling was incredible. The line speed, Taniela Tupou leading the front, that was brilliant. The debutants, my word, Harry Wilson, I would pick him next 10 years. He was incredible. Paisami looked like didn't look out of place, and that's all you can ask for. But Felipe Dagnall, oh my goodness, he's just a wrecking ball. Having him and Corabetti on those wings, they were the difference makers for me, and I absolutely love to see that as a Wallabies fan, that there's just something coming through.
One of the great Wallabies debut performances. I mean, he made his first line break on the right edge. I think it was only about 2 or 3 minutes in, and the Wallabies really would have liked something out of that first sort of 5 or 6 minutes. They really dominated territory and position before the All Blacks just went down the other end and scored, which brings us to a crucial moment in the match. You got a bone to pick with one of your countrymen.
Angus Gardner, put the flag up, mate. Put it up. I think he got caught just watching the ball, and he's got pink boots on. It was right on. You've got a New Zealand ref out there. You need to look after us. Gus, put the flag up.
And you see him, he's running like directly behind the ball, like he's on the line. You can see him running there, even crouching down, like I don't know what he was looking at or how he missed that.
When your line's in that position, do not ball watch. The first thing you've got to be doing is just checking. Is a little bit of his foot out. And he just missed it when we needed it most. Oh, it's frustrating. But I'll tell you what, the fact that the Wallabies didn't let it get to them, they kept at it, kept dominating possession, kept dominating territory. That made me real proud to be a Wallabies fan. I don't think I could have said that I haven't said that much the past 12 months.
Yeah, in terms of obviously the debutants coming through, you mentioned a couple of them, really good displays, and it's also a debut in a way for Dave Rennie. We spoke a little bit in the week about the culture he's bringing to the side and some of the sort of subtle changes he brought just in the lead up to this match. You saw that come out on the field today?
Especially throughout the week, there was this whole building this culture so that everyone will work hard together. Everyone, you're willing to put that sort of last effort in. And I think you saw that over that last sort of 2 or 3 minutes where they just defended the line, they held him out. In the past, every Wallaby fan knows that it was just an 84th minute try. It's always been something like that, a dumb mistake, a missed tackle. It's just cost us a game, but they held strong, and that's all you can ask from Dave Rennie for a first game. He now needs to just build on it for next week.
And on the flip side to that, you mentioned there's always a brain fade or a last minute conceded try. Today, unfortunately, it was Rob Simmons in that maul. Pretty clear penalty. Of all I think we both agree that in the last 6 minutes, it was just a free-for-all. The referee was just letting both sides get away with anything they wanted. But that was a pretty clear penalty. Rob Simmons, what do you reckon?
He's supposed to be one of the most experienced players in the side. You bring him on to close out a game, and you could hear the ref tell him this. He was going through the side. He had to stop. It just kept going, and you can't give the All Blacks those opportunities. You just can't, and he's cost us a couple of games. As a Waratahs fan, he's cost us a couple of games with similar mistakes. It's heartbreaking to watch happen again for Australia.
And finally, the long-range penalty goal. Reece Hodge, he's been on the field all of 38 seconds. 60 metres out with the wind behind him, his chance to be John. He was at the same ground. What was that, almost 2 decades ago now? What are your emotions going through that?
I'll tell you what, I give him full credit. As soon as that penalty was called, he went straight up and said, "This is mine. I'm taking this moment. let me have a shot at this. And to be fair to him, he could have nailed that. He had a distance for about 60, 65. And it just scraped the post. It was one of those ones where you could not hear any of the All Blacks behind sort of the crowd react. So you're thinking, this has got to have a chance. And when it sliced off, it was just heart-crushing.
It was just almost like the wind had been such a factor all day. We saw the line-out was a bit all over the show, especially in the first half of the Wallabies. It was one of those ones where easily the wind could have just like picked up and just pushed the post. Even just 10 centimetres, that ball might have just brushed inside.
Just slightly. It was so close, and he hit it so sweetly. But that's a way to draw a game, not lose a game, but just draw a game.
Which, as a side note to that, James O'Connor didn't have the greatest day off the kicking tee. He had some pretty tough kicks, but at times there it did sort of just look like he was hitting and hoping. Didn't really know what to do with the wind or whatever that was going on there. But when it's a draw, when you level after 88 minutes and you look back at some of those kicks, and maybe could have been a difference there too.
I mean, when you leave 7 points on the board in a sort of 16-all draw, that generally comes back to haunt you, and it did. It's a bit harsh to say because, as you said, the gusting wind. I think 2 of the conversions were from the sideline, but they wasn't close. I don't know why they didn't go to Tamua after he missed the first couple. I mean, he's a very, very suitable replacement to bring in. When you can tell O'Connor's not in his day, just give it out to Tamua. But what could have been? What could have been?
What could have been? And this is where you get to when it's obviously such a tight game. Matt Tamua's in-play kicking. There was one in particular in the second half. He just it was a grubber, I think he put in, and just trickled in goal. And obviously, there's a great attacking chance there. I think there was another couple of kicks. I know one came off in the first half. He sort of found touch with it, but there were probably more risks that needed to be taken from Matt Tamua off the boot today in play.
It was the old school under-checker. It was just a bit panicked where he just decided, instead of throwing it through the hands, just I get the idea. You have speed out in the wings, but just let it fly. Just trust your hands in that situation. Because it was a great break to set it all up. But when you have 3-on-2, the All Blacks defence was still coming in. He made a couple of bad choices, but it was solid in defence. I got to give him that.
Any other points? Any other highlights or lowlights before we leave it for this week?
Matt Phillip, incredible. It's only his 3rd or 4th game. He was incredible at the second row. It's a nice result, but it's a draw. It's not. As much as we want to celebrate as fans, it's not a win. It's a draw, and it's going to mean nothing if we get pumped at Eden Park next week. This is something just build off and get going.
That, I think, is going to be another interesting thing to see in terms of Dave Rennie and the culture and everything we've been talking about, is how they build on it, how they come back, rebuild, reset, and go again next week. I don't think they'll particularly be disappointed with this result, but we've seen it so often in the past, over the last couple of years. The Wallabies will beat the All Blacks, say in Sydney, and then go over to New Zealand a week later and just get absolutely thrashed. So I think that'll be one of the really interesting. Yeah. But be one of the really interesting things to see what comes out of this one.
You need a build. We can't afford another 30-0 thumping like what happened last year. You need a build. Maybe bring Batai back if he's fit. I wouldn't be risking him personally because he's still. It's like that Pat Cummins type of scenario. I think with him, you just got to try and get his body up to sort of the physicality of elite sport. But you keep a similar side. Simmons, quarantine him somewhere. Don't let him on the field the past 10 minutes. Find someone else to play lock. Give Isaac Rodder a call if we have to. Beg him to come back. But the rest of the side keep. It was an incredible performance, and it's something that needs to be built on for next week.
All right, we'll do it again next weekend. Another Sunday afternoon kickoff. Bledisloe 2 next weekend.